Ravens flock, the flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. We're doing a double banger today. I dropped the episode earlier, recapping yesterday's practice and all the news from yesterday. And then I wanted to hop on today and do a recap of today's practice just because there's no practice tomorrow. And we're doing a preview show of the Eagles-Ravens game on Saturday. So I'll say it again. I've been saying it in basically every video for the last 3 months that I started this channel. We need another corner. Pepe Williams was carted off today after returning to practice. He was out yesterday, comes back today, and he's carted off. Harbaugh sounded like it's the same injury he's been dealing with in his press conference today, so I don't know. But that's not good news that Pepe returns to practice today and then is carted off. And then we had another absence today added to the list. Jalen Armour-Davis was not at practice today, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but he's not given a vet day, I can tell you that. So I'm guessing something's going on. Rock Ya-Sin's still not back. Arthur Mullet's dealing with a hamstring injury. Trayvon Mullen is out for the season with toe surgery. We need a corner. Bad. And I've been calling for another corner for months. I thought that the cornerback room depth was terribly weak and unproven. And it was just really, really risky to bet on them going into the season. Now, I didn't see all these injuries happening in training camp to one position, but that's what's going on. And it's 100% an issue, and John Harbaugh agrees. He had this to say in his press conference today about the cornerback room.
Cornerback camp is getting to be a little difficult just because I wouldn't think Lamar would get a lot of reps.
No, Marlon's not going to play in the game, but it's an issue. There's no question. I mean, we've had those guys have been kind of just been in and out. Pepe's coming back, so it's not a new injury or anything like that. But he's got to bring it back and get up to speed. And then these little tweaky things that are happening to the guys are they're annoying. There's no doubt about it, and the players are annoyed by it too. So we've got to look at that for sure.
I have to believe that another corner will be added. Now the free agent market is not great, so we could add a free agent, but I think it's going to take more than that. I think a free agent right now for depth, whoever they like. I don't think there's any great options out there, but just some bodies, to be honest with you right now, that can compete because no one's there in the cornerback room. And it's concerning. Obviously, we have Marlon Humphrey at the top, but what if, God forbid, something happens to him this season? I mean, we're absolutely screwed. And I don't like our depth at all right now. I know Rock Ya-Sin's dealing with a minor injury. He should be back. But you can't have all these cornerbacks in and out dealing with injuries. That's a terrible position group to get attacked with injuries. So we got to get aggressive, and I think it's going to take a trade to get the guy that we want. Now, we don't have to we talked about in other videos, the Jair Alexander trade or something crazy like that. That doesn't have to be the move. I probably would say that's not going to be the move. I think the move would be a more value trade. We don't like giving away draft capital at all. We definitely are not usually giving up first-round picks for somebody. So I would say a third or worse. Go out and be aggressive and get a guy. There's many options. You don't need a superstar. We don't need to match Marlon Humphrey. We could get another guy like Rock Ya-Sin. We'd be in a lot better of a position, and then these young guys can step up or not step up. We've been hearing great things from Jalen Armour-Davis all camp, and I'm sure whatever he's dealing with is minor, and I'm sure he'll be back, and I'd love to see him get some time in the preseason game and throughout this preseason and just see where he's at. But the coaches have been talking him up this season, so that's a great sign that he's taking a leap. But now he's out. So, you can't be in and out. Somebody's got to be reliable here. The only reliable corner so far has been Marlon Humphrey. Surprise. because the rest of these corners are risky to go into the season with. I've said this before in a previous video, but it really reminds me of us last year with our wide receiver room. We went into that season with Bateman as our clear-cut number one, and then question marks behind. I mean, yeah, we had Devin Duvernay solid. Demarcus Robinson ended up being a lot more solid than we thought, but James Prochet, Tylan Wallace were supposed to be these guys who were going to step up and contribute to our pass game last year. What happens? Week 4, Bateman goes down for the entire season, and our pass game is non-existent. We have no one to step up. All those question marks proved to be question marks. They proved to not be consistent, quality, safe starters. And our cornerback room is filled with those type of guys right now. And I've been calling for it all year. I know they're not listening to me, but I think it's time. I think the way Harbaugh spoke about it, I think they know that it's a big issue, especially after this Pepe getting carted off. I'm not sure what that injury is or the severity of that injury, but being carted off after you just returned to practice tells me he's about to be out for a little bit. We need to do something fast, and I'm sure they will. I trust this organization. Eric DeCosta has turned this roster around. Our team is beyond good. I don't want to be doom and gloom here. Like, our team's incredible, but that's why I don't want to carry this glaring weakness at such an important position. Let's move on to something else. I've ranted enough about the cornerbacks. Offense looked good today. Lamar was sharp again. No surprise. I saw him connect to Mark Andrews. He had a little rollout, flick of the wrist downfield to Mark Andrews, who looked like he beat Worley for a touchdown. Pretty sick to see that. We're not going to see Lamar or Mark in the preseason. Harbaugh said that no established starters are going to play in the preseason game, which we expected, and I'm completely fine with. I don't want any more injuries. As much as I want to see this offense, we can wait till week 1. But he did say, like, inexperienced starter still may play, which I would imagine that might be Zay Flowers. I don't think we'd see much of him, but I think he could get some time out there. But we'll do a full preview of the preseason game tomorrow, so I don't want to talk too much about what's coming in that game because I want to leave that for the show tomorrow. So had some visitors at today's practice. Marshawn, Lynch, and Ray Rice were there, which is pretty cool. Harbaugh did comment on the Clowney situation and said as far as he knows, they're just waiting on him to make a decision, and that they're also still talking to other linebackers. So that could be a little smoke screen to push him, or could be true. Like, we did have Van Noyen for a visit. We could be in negotiation with a couple different guys. I expect a decision to come in soon on the Clowney thing and or the other linebackers. So we should be adding a edge guy here soon, which I'll be really excited about. And then we just full force got to lock in on adding a corner. And then this roster is stacked. But that's it for today, guys. Don't forget, tomorrow is a preseason pregame show and a little giveaway. So make sure to tune into that. We're going to be doing something a little different. And as always, I appreciate you tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.